Hey folks, we are chasing history again. And I will quote, on the 13th of June, 1814, 6 barges from the British brig of war Nimrod came up to the lower wharf with 220 Marines under a flag of truce. Seized as prisoners and hostages for their security, a number of the inhabitants fired the Falmouth shipping harbored there, wantonly set fire to a cotton mill by rocket, and took the powder and ball from the house of Captain Jeremiah Bumpus. What happened? All right, not quoting anymore. I was quoting from Reverend ELIAS NASON, who was writing in 1867. That's almost 50 years after this happened. He was a gazetteer, a person that wrote small histories and synopses about different towns around different areas. All right. Now, when he says fired the Falmouth shipping, he means they set on fire 17 ships. All right, on the lower wharf down here, which has been built out more today, so it's not exactly the same. All right, including the 17 ships, including 3 brand new schooners, which belong to Falmouth. All right, a newly built ship that had been built here in Wareham called the Fair Trader, which was a 440-ton vessel, and 2 new sloops included. All right, they used a Congreve rocket to set fire to Parker Mills, which is further up the river here on the other side of the road. There's a railroad bridge and a concrete highway bridge there now. All right, they used it. That had a stock in it. It was a newly built mill, Parker Mills Complex, Parker Mill. They set fire to it. It was newly built. It had over $500,000 worth in our current money of cotton, cloth, and stock inside of it. All right. They had come up the river, as you can see from here, with 6 barges, 2 abreast, making their way up with 225 Marines. Another account says, so I have one account that says 220, one says 225. Making their way up the river, past where we are. All right. They confiscated or destroyed the military supplies they got from the Captain Bumpus house, which was one of their main objectives. Their objective was to destroy the Falmouth boats, which they had been harassing the city of Falmouth or the town of Falmouth a little further down. And then the Falmouth ships had come up here to hide. And that was pretty much the onus of why they came up. All right. Then they took 12 hostages. All right. So the British said to the colonists, or they weren't colonists anymore, we were Americans. This is 1814. All right. That if one guy with gun was fired, that the hostages would be massacred. And that's the word that was used in the historic accounts. They were in town for about 2 hours. And as they left, Captain Israel Fearing assembled 12 men on the opposite bank with guns, the opposite bank of the Narrows. And that's why I have picked this spot. This is the Narrows, and Captain Fearing and the militia would have assembled over there. You can see how narrow it really is. And the account says that the barges made their way to that side. For whatever reason, the tide or wind made them close to there, and they could have fired on them. But the people of the citizens of the Narrows, so the people that lived in these houses, begged that they don't fire for the sake that the hostages might have been injured. So the barges continued to make their way down the river and out to the sea. Some of them even stopped, and they had a drink from William Fearing's store. And there they lit a torch that they used to burn some of the chips in the shipyard. This is the Fearing Tavern. Safe to assume that this is what the history record refers to as Fearing Store, where some of the British Marines helped themselves to a drink before they went to burn the ships at the Battle of Wareham. There'll be more videos on all the events that happened at Fearing Tavern. This is one of the several events of significance that happened at this historic colonial tavern. Barges would have continued downriver, coming this direction, passing here at what is now Swift Beach, and continuing out to Cremicet Point. The 6 barges would have continued down the river until this point, where it opened up at Cremicet Point, where here we are. I'm almost at the end of the point. On the other side of that jetty is the actual point, and it's all private estates on the end of the point. But right off of the point here is where the HMS Nimrod was anchored. Along these beaches, they dropped off their 12 hostages. This would not have been built up at this point. Then they fired a rocket, and they fired a line from a cannon out to the Nimrod and used that line to haul their barges back out to the waiting brig. All right, and as one recorder said, they proceeded leisurely to the brig, basically able to haul their barges along the line to the anchored brig right off of here, where they continued along. Little addendum, the brig will later run aground further out on the Cape and have to drop cannons, and those cannons may or may not have been recovered in, I believe, 1981. But that's probably a video for another day on whether those cannons were dropped. So here we are, Cremicet Point, where 6 barges carrying 225 Marines, after ransacking and burning and stealing military supplies from the town of Wareham, made their way out, dropped their 12 hostages off on the beach right here. And we are chasing history right here on this little stretch of beach where 12 hostages were dropped off. All right, see you guys later. Be excellent to each other. And until then, I'll be chasing history.